Be good.
We got the beans, right? Yeah, we got the beans. Okay, most of the Copenhagen cabbage is gone. Uh, some of the flathead cabbages ready to harvest. You can see the beans. And then these right here would be shell beans. Quite a few of them in there. Sweet potatoes. This year we have had a cool summer. Last year we had 27 days over 90 degrees. We only have had two. We only have had 2 days this year over 90 degrees. Sweet potatoes grow best with air temperature 65 to 100 degrees. The higher the temperature, the more potatoes. So I read. The soil temperature should be between 60 and 60 and 85. And I have a thermometer over there. I'll show it to you in a minute. The ground temperature have been actually right around what the air temperature. The other day after I watered them, the ground temperature was about the inside the container temperature went up about 5 degrees higher than what was on the outside. I don't know how that works. There's the hummingbird. See the hummingbird? See? Yeah, see the hummingbird thing? Yeah, the hummingbirds. Yep. I was growing these in the shade. Now decided to put them in here. If you put a rock, it's just like a rock garden. Wherever a rock is, it holds moisture beneath the rock. If you move this, it's real wet. Not wet, but this right here is holding moisture. And it helps the potatoes, it keeps it moist. I done got down to probably watering these now. He's not drying out as fast, probably once a week, a little more. My last video, probably seemed like I was a little disturbed. That was because my potatoes didn't seem to be growing as fast. And I used a little to chemical fertilize to try to green them up and make the vines grow longer. And mixed it with the water instead of letting it sit and slowly release. And probably burned some of the roots, and I thought I'd kill my potatoes. Now I probably have more vines and less potatoes because it's recovering now. And I haven't made a habit of using chemical fertilizer in my garden. I like to do everything the organic fertilizer or my compost. All of the collard greens, anytime I had top rot, I pull them up. Most of the time I pull them up and throw them out. So I wanted my garden to look nice and green. And it just seemed like this year I had more top rot than I have had in 20 years of growing collard greens. But I did leave some. And what's happening is all these little suckers that came up. I'm gonna go back. I did put some more compost, a little fertilized. By November, these things will be big and they're very good like this. It will look like a bush. This is the flash pollock. One did survive, two did survive. Now the potatoes, sweet potatoes, like I said, I have 5 different types of sweet potatoes. I think it's 4 that would grow well in the north. I don't know if the Diana, this is the first time I grew the Diana. But I have some nice bushes. Well, you see the Swiss chard, something didn't grow. Beets. Well, the beet has a small root, about big as a little smaller than a quarter or a dime, about the dime size. You can transplant them, they'll grow. Usually you don't transplant beets. Swiss chard, you can see how much I have together. This is my more flathead cabbage. Pole beans. I picked some today, getting ready for our picnic. Not picnic, but cookout. So I picked some of the larger ones. Some is too large. I'll leave them for dry beans or shell beans. These are the flathead cabbage. They'll probably get 3 or 4 pounds. Some of them's probably 2 or 3 pounds now. My carrots. I'm showing you this because tonight I'm gonna start harvesting more of this and canning it. Making carrot soup. I think it's about 7 different types. Carrots in here, some big, some long, some short. So I'll probably get about 14 quarts, not 14 half pints size pints carrot soup. So I'm gonna start harvesting this because I looked out here the other day and I seen a rabbit. I don't have the cat no more, so all these pests is coming in the garden. The beans, I'm showing you these beans. Some of them are dry. These are the beans that I put organic matter in the bottom of the pails, compost, and then some garden soil on top. When I dump them, the containers, the organic matter will be compost. If I just take one container and dump it into an empty container and keep dumping it, I will have the compost, have it all ready for next year, but I think I'm going to mix everything all up together. Things looking good. Swiss chard. Mints. Mints is, I have a mince out here. You just rub up against them and it gives off its odor. It's set. Smells good when you're working in the garden.